What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's Hulu movie original review of Fresh. This film is directed by Mimi Cave. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome. Hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So, Fresh is Hulu's newest dark comedy, newest original horror film, I guess you could say. It's a film about a character named Noah, who of course is played by Daisy Edgar-Jones, and she's an individual that, like I'm sure like a lot of people, have had struggles in the dating app world. I've heard hellish horror stories about like some of the men on these apps and some of the women on these apps. It's usually like a hellscape, I guess you could say, from what I hear. But she has a friend who is played by Jojo Gibbs, who plays Molly, who basically says maybe she just wrangled in, like kind of wait, maybe it'll come to her in time. And she's at a grocery store and she meets a guy named Steve, who is of course played by Sebastian, the guy with the talking extremity from another TV series, and they seem to hit it off. It seems to go really well until he invites her to this cabin in the middle of nowhere, and that's kind of where I want to leave the synopsis for this movie, because if I were to start talking about this movie in a nutshell, I think it would lose its luster on how effective this movie is trying to be in the horror genre, to be fairly honest. And so with that said, this is a movie that was premiered at Sundance, or was shown at Sundance. It's a movie that garnered a lot of buzz from its trailer, to be fairly honest, which I'm sure gives a lot of spoiler stuff that I'm not talking about. But I'm up for a good dark comedy. I'm up for a good horror film. Now that I know what this movie's about, I'm definitely on board for a film like this, because I like black comedies, I like dark comedies, I like films that are so uncomfortable to watch sometimes. They actually make you laugh, which is what this film is going for. I heard this movie is pretty good. That's just kind of where I'll leave it at. I heard this movie is good. I waited for it. It's coming out on Hulu here soon. And Hulu, because it's owned by Disney, is now very interesting, because they almost feel like the Miramax of the Disney world now, because they're putting out these interesting kind of concepts and ideas, and they're very mature and R-rated. So I'm on board for that. I like that Hulu is now this kind of landscape of not only having the TV shows, but having kind of original dark-setted comedies, or dark-setted horror or drama or something like that. And so I was excited to see this movie, and thankfully they sent me an early review copy for this film. And my God, this movie is interesting. I actually kind of loved it for what it was doing and how bonkers this movie gets, because it does get bonkers and crazy and weird and disturbing, and just it goes all kinds of places. But I think what this movie does that I was not anticipating is the simple fact that it kind of shocked me a little bit, which is something that doesn't happen very often anymore, to be fairly honest, especially in the world we live in, and in some of the movies that have been put out, like a Serbian film or something like that. I think I've gotten to a point where I've become kind of numb to the fact of shockness in movies. I watched Scream, and nothing was felt when it came to the stabs and kills and stuff like that. But this horror film is definitely in a genre that I find quite entertaining for its own right. It's not what I would call a film for everyone. It's a film that is going to unsettle and disturb some people, and that's perfectly all right. There are films that do that, but this is a film that, surprisingly, I'm surprised didn't get an NC-17 rating, to be fairly honest. I think the further reason for that is because it is a violent movie, so it doesn't go like extra violent. It doesn't go to the points where like you're really just going, oh my God, I have to hide my eyes type of thing. But I think what the film does is it is extremely, extremely disturbing, but does it in a very humorous way. And that's thanks to the performances of like Sebastian Stan, who's absolutely amazing in this film, to be fairly honest. He's an actor who I think is very under the radar when it comes to his abilities as an actor. We've seen him as the Winter Soldier in the big budget movies. He played Tommy Lee, of course, in the Pam and Tommy show, and he's just been kind of floating around for like the longest time. And here he's just giving like a juicy character that is silly and over the top, and it goes in that realm of just like almost campiness in a lot of aspects, and it's very entertaining to watch, to be absolutely honest with you. And then like I said, Daisy Jones Edgar she's a character that has to accept certain things, but she underneath, she's just kind of watching her surroundings. She's watching what's going on. The things that happen to her are just kind of, they're unsettling to watch, but I just found myself just kind of on board with this character. I think she does a pretty nice job. She has an interest. I don't know what else she's done, but I think she could have an interesting career ahead of her. And this is a perfect kind of jumping off point to what she could do in the future. And on top of that, just kind of mystery of what the story is presenting, how it kind of slowly reveals itself, and then the kind of holy crap moment where this movie kind of switches into a different gear. I loved it. I really did. I think this is a very interesting, entertaining movie. It's a movie with flaws in the simple fact that I think it goes a little too campy at some points, which I can go here or there when it comes to campiness. But I think what Mimi Cave and the writer are doing here really represents like a fun, entertaining black comedy that really just kind of sets itself apart in the genre that it's trying to present. Like I said, if I told you, it'd be a spoiler. But I don't know. I feel this movie is just it's effective with what it's trying to do and doesn't shy away from like the darkness that it goes to. And I found myself loving it. I really did. I was surprised. I would not say this is a film I'm going to watch ever again, like a Schindler's List or something like that, but I will definitely recommend it for people who find, you know, the darkness and the humorous and the unsettling nature of what films can be. I think this is a film for them. But if you are, what I would say, shy at heart or very reserved in your viewing experience, I would definitely not recommend this movie. I would say watch something else, you know, go somewhere else and watch a movie. But if you're up to an interesting experience, I would definitely recommend it. So with that said, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was campy to an extent, but it had its moments. So anyways, that'll do it. That'll be my take on Fresh. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below. Try not to spoil this movie for everyone. If you've seen the movie, just let me know what you think of the movie. Did it unsettle you? Is this something that you enjoyed or did not enjoy? All that good stuff. So let me know in the comments below, but please try not to spoil it. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.